Okay, so I would take it from a marketing and a scale standpoint, a growth and a scale standpoint, and it will boil down to the e-commerce growth triangle, which is product, retention, and a social hook via like word of mouth marketing. So when we talk about the products, a lot of retail companies traditionally, what is retail? People, you buy from suppliers and you sell at a higher rate to customers. Now the challenge is now margin, really, with bigger e-commerce businesses coming into play from the startup scene. Becoming a merchandiser, if you're not a specialist, is a big problem. So one of the ways to go around this problem, if you're starting up or you're growing your e-commerce business, is to build your own brand, your own line of products. So you could be into fashion and you're selling a range of brands, for instance. What you probably want to do, and what the smart e-commerce, fashion e-commerce businesses are doing, is that they're making, from all the data they're collecting, along with Amazon too, they are developing their own branded products because they have more of a margin on there and there's more loyalty off the back of it. ASOS has done it. Boohoo.com, do it. They're a fashion e-commerce business in the UK. Pretty Little Things are doing it. You see all of the agile retailers are doing it, and it's now kind of like a thought for companies trying to catch up, where we own our value chain and we own our own products. The second thing about the second challenge lots of e-commerce businesses are having is retention. Getting customers to come back to buy again and again and again. You don't want to, because it's a lot more expensive acquiring customers than it is selling to your existing customers. So that's a challenge, and one of the challenges which many marketers overlook is again down to product. Are products actually candidates for being replenishables? It's a really, really important factor. And the other thing is, do you have the communications in place, and the one-on-one communications in place to actually sell to them over and over again. The third really is the story. What do people think about when they see your brand? What's your story behind your brand, and how are people telling the story for you? That's how, and you need to have that social hook, because social media is not exactly a sales channel. It's a mechanism for communication. That's what a lot of people get wrong. So if you're able to get that story and that big idea behind your brand, it will make it easier for people who are coming across your brand to share the story. So those are the three challenges. Hope it was not too long-winded. Failure and success in e-commerce, really, I would say it would be down to companies that cannot implement retention versus companies that can implement retention. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder in anything, right? You want to build a relationship, a long-lasting e-commerce brand. And what you notice is the most successful e-commerce brands get their customers to shop from them repeatedly, depending on the kinds of products they sell. So if I was selling furniture, I'll be happy for customers to buy from me every year. But if I was selling clothing, I want them to buy clothing from me every season. So it would really depend on the kinds of products you sell, but the key thing is building that relationship. If you don't have a relationship in e-commerce, then you're with a long-term relationship with customers, then that is failure, I'm afraid. Okay, so the e-commerce growth pyramid is much more. I talked about the triangle initially, which is retention, word of mouth marketing, and product. Well, the pyramid is a stack, and if you deconstruct any fast-growing or successful e-commerce business, you'd see that they have this stack, and the stack starts out from products, right? Then it moves into affordable customer acquisition. It moves into, by customer acquisition, I mean they know how much a customer is worth to them. And by that, I mean they factored in the customer lifetime value, and customer lifetime value is basically dependent on retention. Back again, And off the back of that, they have or pay special attention to customer experience. Customer experience being the three aspects of customer experience: what people experience before they hear about your brand, what people experience when they are on your website buying from you, and what people experience if they have any issues after purchasing your product. And all those key elements form customer experience. After customer experience, obviously they have a retention engine. Retention is what I talked about initially. It's down to products and also down to your communications, right? And then they also have the word of mouth marketing, a viral social hook. And once all that is stacked up, they either expand their products at the top, right? So it started from a product at the base. They either extend, repeat it to other products, or they expand internationally, to new markets with the same model.